Hello and welcome to the first episode of Chasing Nextbots. In this, we chase Nextbots. So far, I haven't really found one to chase, but that will change. So I decided to go after Smiler first. I called it Smiler since it's always smiling. After dodging the egg, I go after it. But then I hit the window, which causes some problems, but then it leaves, so I decided to chase after the orange face. Through many successful chasings, also dodging that Asian man, I managed to catch up with it, but then it disappears since the round ended. But further on, I continue going until I make it to the lobby, where a map will be chose. I end up getting second place in the map Four Corners, but then I choose Pool Room's Pillars, which I hope wins. Also, I decide to look in the mirror at my character, who looks horrifying. In other news, I eventually just wait for the round to start, where Monkey Place is chosen, which I don't like this map. Eventually, I just wait on the car, wait for the map round to start. In doing so, I tried to grab a banana because I thought they were grabbable, but I just go out the window and begin a move I call the walk, where you slide and move your hands in a motion that will be easily detectable. But the thing is, during this map, it will be very hard for me to chase on Nextbots since I'm getting chased. But eventually, I will be able to do it. So, for example, Orange Face, who ended up starting to chase after me. But then I ended up choosing the baby with spiked teeth, which ended up chasing after me. An Asian guy, who I call Serious Bob, tried chasing after me, but I managed to escape it. Since most of the time, I can escape it. But later, you'll see that I won't be so lucky. But in other news, this map was seriously hard for me, because I couldn't chase the next spot. And every time I did, they were either after me, or I could not chase them. So, fortunately, this time around, I would not be able to chase any. And if I did, it would be extremely lucky for me to do so. I actually managed to get a good hit on Orange Face, except I had to run since he was chasing after me. But in other news, eventually, the map or round would end, allowing me to have other opportunities to chase the Nextbots, which will become very, very easy for the next map or round that is chosen for a map. But what's better is I managed to get a good chase on this one, and for the sake, I ended up lowering the audio since these noises are deafening. Anyways, eventually I was just waiting for the round to end while also making a mad dash around, cause at this point it's not even worth trying to chase the next spot. But eventually I do manage to chase Serious Bob, but I couldn't catch up with him since he was after me. I also ended up getting water, which isn't my strong suit in this game. In fact, I ended up chasing this guy, but I couldn't since the round ended. But thankfully, in the next map or round, I will be able to chase some. Somehow I managed to get first place, which by pure awe I am in. And then I choose a map. There was none of good ones, but I chose GN Snowfall since that was the only good map that I've played before. And I know that I'll be able to chase some Nextbots this time. And it ended up winning. So eventually I'll be able to chase Nextbots. Once the map loaded and I spawned in a bad area, because I was going to be spawned in with Nextbots near me, which wasn't too good because they'll choose me as their target. So I eventually ran away and kept running and running because for some reason I could not find a Nextbot to chase. But right around this corner, I would not realize I'll be able to chase a Nextbot soon. And I ended up finding two that I could chase, Serious Bob. well, because I couldn't chase the other one. But Serious Bob, who I ended up getting a nice look at, causing him to get mad at me. So I am running away because I was unfortunately chased. But I managed to chase after Char face again, which I managed to get a good look at him. And when I realized if I was a chase, if I'm running beside him or directly behind him, which I will surpass them in order to manage a correct chase, which is what I classify as a chase. Anyways, I ended up running, looking for someone else to chase, as in someone else, I mean a Nextbot, which I ended up getting into this room by accident, which almost caused me to die. But luckily, I didn't get jump scared, and I managed to continue my run. But I ended up finding Serious Bob again, which I classified as the only good Nextbot to chase, since he didn't make an annoying noise. But then I ended up choosing Gray Face, who I ended up surpassing, so that was a full chase. A full short chase, but I kept running and running, looking for someone else to chase. Eventually, Orange Face passed me, except due to carelessness, I got jump scared, and it takes forever to respawn. But once I respawned, I immediately went back to inaction after I got out of the stupid tunnel, and managed to chase, well, not yet, but I will chase some new Nextbots, which is what was on my mind. I was thinking of chasing as a perfect one. And I ended up looking at my watch, because the round ended. But I got a good successful chases in this round. Maybe I will next time. Who knows? Unfortunately, this time around, I didn't get any places. But eventually, I chose Hot Springs as a map, since I didn't want to do Baby Cliff. But you will tell that Baby Cliff is chosen, unfortunately. But it's still fine, because I'll still be able to chase some Nextbots in this map. Because Baby Cliff is actually pretty easy, which is why I tried to try something different. But eventually, once I got loaded into this map, I immediately left my spawn point and decided to go straight to where the Nextbots spawn. Because it's way more professional and easy to go where the Nextbots spawn than spawn directly where they're at. Which is what I think. And if you think differently, that's fine. But anyways, this is where I come across my first few Nextbots to chase. And I saw they were changed, which I think is for the better. And eventually I decided not to chase the box, but I set my eyes on the blue face. Unfortunately, I couldn't get a good chase on Blueface since I kept running into someone else, but eventually I decided to chase the box. The box is a really easy chase, which I didn't prefer. And I was also getting chased, but I managed to easily surpass the box and ignore Greyface, who sadly had to stay and didn't get changed out. Unfortunately, I managed to chase a Babyface before coming across, never mind, I got jump scared, but I came across a girl that looks like she was in the woods, and I spawned and there was immediately Face. But then we passed the one and only Serious Bob, who I managed to ignore for now, because I set my eyes on one target, which I said was Blueface. There he is, everything, as I chase after him, but wait for him to run, so that way I can actually get a good chase on him. But unfortunately, I was chased by Greyface again. No one likes Greyface. His noise is so annoying. I'm trying not to be rude, but I just had to get that out of my chest. But eventually, I came across Blueface again, who I managed to get a successful chase on. In fact, I ended up chasing him again because of how good my chase was last time. But unfortunately, I had gotten cut off by him, which I think was rather impressive for a Nextbot. But then I got jump scared, which was really annoying, but And thankfully, I spawned in an area where there was no Nextbots, and I kept running and running, trying to find another Nextbot to chase after. But I just decided, oh wait, around it. And it's fine. And luckily, sadly, I didn't get a place, but I am shooting enough that I do not get tired of flat grass. It's always chosen no matter what. Which is weird because it's an easy map, but what makes it interesting is the event, because sometimes people will spawn angry monkey. It's not munchy, it's monkey. Despite what people say, it's monkey. Based off of this photo. Now this photo could have been where Angry Monkey was based off of. If not, then that's just my theory. But since new Nextbots were chosen, I am getting CMO, which is where I was chased by Serious Bob. But I decided my target was to be Butter Dog. You know, the dog with the butter. But eventually a lockdown was initiated, which I was expecting since people always do events on this map, where the Nextbots would become nightmares or very hard, which started to lag my game. Except, unfortunately, the Nextbots glitched and didn't load in. So, for now, the rest of this footage will be cut, since unfortunately they didn't load in, meaning I couldn't chase any Nextbot. Thankfully, I managed to get first place on this map, which was very surprising for me. And eventually I ended up choosing back way, because I couldn't decide between pillars or back way. But surprisingly, in the turn of events, which was not what I was expecting, people were talking about spawning a monkey on this map. GN Backway won, which I was not expecting really, because it's a hard map apparently. But someone immediately spawned Angry Monkey, which unfortunately caused a glitch to happen, sadly, which is where Angry Monkey did not spawn, but people still feared him. I came across the spawn of it, except I never saw Angry Monkey around. So either they spawned outside the map, or something else happened. And later you will see people fearing or hearing them fearing Angry Monkey, thinking that they see him, or see people running from him, causing them to get scared and run with them, even though there was nothing there to begin with. Which is why I like to talk about two phobias. The first phobia is the fear of being watched, and the second one is the fear of being chased by something or someone. First, let's start with the fear of being watched, scopophobia, which is the irrational fear of being watched by someone or something, which is what I think Angry Monkey is based on. In other words, it is a terrible fear to have, being watched. Now on to the second fear. Diacophobia, fear of being chased by someone or something. This fear is not triggered by the thing chasing them and what they'll do to them when they catch up. It is the complete fear of being chased by that thing or someone. Which is weird, considering that this is a game about being chased. Why is it weird? Because most of them are not fast. Okay, they're really not that scary. But munching, on the other hand, is super fast, and basically is the fear of being watched. And people are freaking out because they think they see it, or they think they hear it. Which I don't know why. They think they saw it, or they thought they heard it. All I know is that they were experiencing the fear of being chased. Now, the rest of this footage will be cut since nothing else really happens. Now, since the round ended, I was pretty surprised to get second place, even though I'd never died, which is how I think you managed to get first place. Now, I chose GN Grass, or flag grass, whatever it's called. And I eventually moved to be what I call Serious Bob, which is an outfit I made. And I look in the mirror checking it out. But Giant Park was chosen, which I did not get sent to because of a weird glitch that happened. And I have no idea how to explain it. But when this glitch happens, you do not get sent to the map, and everyone else is stuck in the map when the round ends. In other words, you are trapped in that map, or trapped outside of the map, and it makes no sense. So for now, this is where it ends. Goodbye.